Hi everybody, I've been wanting to do another copper video for quite some time. I hope that this video will be less of a show and tell and more of an educational video, but I don't want to make it too long, so hopefully as you watch this you'll gain something from it. Now I've learned quickly with doing these videos here on YouTube that I spend a lot of time editing. And as most of you may have heard or you even know or experience yourself, a lot of editing, a lot of time goes into YouTube videos, and I just haven't had the time to justify in doing it. I do have a full-time job. I do have a good size, large family that I provide for as well that I need to give attention to. But this is a hobby of mine. This is something that I've been enjoying doing and I would like to do more of. But in order for me to do this, I'm going to have to get away from editing. It's going to be difficult for me because I am a little bit of a perfectionist. I'm going to have to overcome that. If you just bear with me when you hear a sneeze or a cough, ums or uhs or pauses, or even I just say the wrong word at the wrong with the wrong meaning, hopefully you'll just forgive me and just bear with me. I would like to be able to do more of this, and I just need to be able to justify being able to do it with less time consumption. But here in front of me, I have some pennies you can obviously see. Now, what you may not know is that these pennies date from 1981 and older. Why? Well, they're 95% copper. That's what this video is about, copper. And I would like to make my pitch as to why I think it's a good idea to go ahead and to stack or to collect copper. I don't think it's anything that anyone should get carried away with. You're definitely not going to accumulate any kind of wealth with copper, but it could definitely come in handy someday. It is a commodity and it does have value to it. For me, it's also been a great learning tool for my younger children. I would like them to learn and understand more about other precious metals someday, such as silver and gold. And I think this is a good stepping stone to get them on that path to respect and to appreciate pretty shiny metals. Me, I absolutely love the color of copper. I always have loved copper. I think it's a beautiful color. I just absolutely love it. One nice thing about copper is it's not always just one shade. It's not always one tone. It comes in various colors and shades. Absolutely beautiful. Now, is what I do. Like, I'm going to pick up a penny right here. This happens to be a 1976 penny. Now, most of these pennies, if you've seen it in a previous video, I did get them from a bank. We did coin hunt. We were looking for 95% coins. I wanted to find out how many pennies were still circulating out there that were 95% copper. If you do go back, you can see that video. I think it was fun to watch. We did shine up and clean up some pennies as well in that video. But what I do now is when I do get change, I'll look at the date, and if it's 1981 or older, I know that it's 95% copper, and I'll just put it in my left pocket, and I'll just keep it. I won't put it with my other change, and I'll just bring it home, and I will just put it in my jar. My camera stopped recording, so I'm kind of picking up wherever that left off from. But as I was mentioning, these aren't going to accumulate a lot of wealth, but they're just fun to have. One other nice fun thing to have 95% copper pennies is, now I've got little kids. We go to museums. We go to national parks. I'm sure you've seen these. They're just little souvenir crushed, cranked pennies that you run into a machine with 2 quarters. Who wants to have a souvenir that's 95% zinc and copper plated like 1982 pennies and newer? I don't. It just makes it more fun having a real copper penny used as a souvenir. So that's another fun reason to have 95% copper pennies on hand. Educational purposes, a lot of you may not know this already, but copper is used in bronze. Now this here is a Greek mythology, the Thinker statue that I have in my collection. It is made of bronze. Bronze is made up of 88% copper and 12% tin. Here I have my very first piggy bank. It's a vintage brass, solid brass piggy bank. Brass is made up of 90% copper and 10% zinc. How many of you did not know that? One really cool decorative thing I do want to show off here. This is a 14 or 15-inch platter. It is solid copper. It's not plated. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the mix on this. I love how this turned out. You could even see some green oxidation on the copper on here as well. I think it's absolutely beautiful. What I'm proud about this thing is that I actually found this at a local thrift shop for only $5. Not a big, huge deal, but hey, it was a good deal, and I think it's beautiful, and I'm going to use it for my display as I'm showing you other things here. A very common copper that we are aware of, that we see a lot of, is in our plumbing, in commercial buildings and even in our own homes. This here came from a 3/4-inch copper pipe. I did hammer it, and I created a little texture, hammered look there, and I've turned it into a piece of jewelry that I absolutely enjoy wearing from time to time. Another common metal, copper, that we see a lot is wiring. This is in all of our automobiles. We find this in our homes and lots of appliances that we use, washers and dryers, etc. Now, I think this is pretty. It is 999% copper. It is something I think that's worth having. Now, I used to work in an industry where I would used to bring a lot of scrap or leftover material, metals from home, home from my job place. This particular set here I did pull from a tube television set that I found for free on a local classified ad. Someone just giving away, come do me a favor, pick up my television set. I pulled this out. There's probably just under 3 pounds worth of copper here. As I'm making this video, copper is valued at $4.38 a pound. So there's about $12 in copper here that I got for free. I think it's just nice to have. These here are some 999 copper bars. They're about 2 pounds each. These are fun to have. They're fun to hold. They're great for the kids to handle and to kind of learn how to respect and appreciate pretty metals. These are fun to have. I've also have some copper rounds here. They're referred to as bullion. They are nice to have. They're fun to have. They're fun to hold and handle. I just enjoy holding them and playing with them, and I can let my little kids handle them and play with them as well. Now, this was not a good investment. These are 1 ounce rounds. So the value of this is less than 40 cents, maybe around 30 cents. But I did pay about $2 to $3 for these. Not a good investment, but they're just fun to have. My video camera stopped working again. I'm about to figure out what's going on. But I'm just going to try to pick up where I left off at. I also do have these copper rounds that I had recently gotten. I went ahead and I put these in capsules because I got them in BU condition, uncirculated, that is, and they're just nice to have. Now, one thing that I want to share with you guys is that they're not making these anymore, these pennies. This is something that they're just not producing anymore. As you know, we are entering into a digital era like never seen before. I plan on doing more upcoming videos about the economy, about investments, and I wanted to go ahead and focus more on copper as a stepping stone, as I mentioned. But I do believe that having copper on hand is a good idea. Now, you'll probably never have enough copper to buy land or to buy a building or major investments, but it could be something that could be used for bartering with someday down the road, or it could just become a helpful tool to have in different ways and other applications. But I do believe it's a good idea to have copper on hand. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you don't want to get crazy, get carried away with it. You know, it would take a lot of copper to make a good size purchase. But I also use it for educational purposes to teach my children, and I plan to teach them more about silver and gold. Obviously, this is, you know, those are a much more precious metal that does have value that I believe that we should have today. I am not a huge investor in it, but I have some. I would like to accumulate more. I think now is the time to be investing in metals, precious metals, that is. But this is where I started, and this is something that I would recommend for everyone to pick up and to start to learn more and understand more about copper. It is definitely a useful metal. Now, there's definitely not a shortage of it. There's lots of copper. I live within a half-hour drive from a major copper mining company. You see it just pouring out outside over the mountainside. So copper is definitely not rare, and there's so much of it, it's easy to recycle. In fact, there are government entities that do encourage and do set up ways that you can easily recycle copper. But with that all said, this is my take on copper. I hope that you like this video. If you could, please be sure to give me a like, a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It'll help me to justify in doing more of these videos and working my way into silver and gold and sharing what I've learned with silver and gold and other things along with the economy and other things that I would like to share. Some how-to videos. I do have some products. I plan to do some how-to videos as well. So anyways, but thank you for being here, and thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.